Corona Arch is located near Moab, Utah. The Corona Arch Trail is a great 3-mile hike to one of the largest and most spectacular arches outside of Arches National Park. Corona Arch is your final destination on this hike, but it's not the only arch you will pass. You'll pass Pinto Arch and Bowtie Arch. Dane and I have done this hike once before when we were a lot younger. However, this is family friendly. You can even bring your dog. And honestly, it's one of my favorite hikes in Moab. From the parking lot on the north side of the highway, follow the trail. There is no fee for this hike, however, please remember to leave no trace so that it stays that way. The trail quickly climbs a rocky talus slope and reaches a BLM registered box just before some railroad tracks. After registering, cross the railroad tracks. Trains are active on this track, so be careful and of course, use common sense and don't cross if there's a train. Once you've achieved crossing the railroad tracks safely, you follow an old roadbed up through a gap in the rim. The sandy trail follows the old road north along a cliffside, then it bends to the right below the cliff. In this section, if you look up to the left, on the high canyon rim, you can see Pinto Arch. If you want to get closer to this arch, there isn't another add-on hike you can do. Pinto Arch is a pothole arch just like one of the other ones you will see on this trail. After admiring the arch, the trail climbs up a shallow rocky canyon to a broad bench that heads northeast across the sand and slick rock. If you need to catch your breath, this is a great place to take in the views. Before you know it, that sand and slick rock will lead you to a tall, slabby looking cliff. You'll hike right across this sloping slab of sandstone below the cliff face here. This section used to have chains, but they are no longer there, so you're going to want to watch your footing and you should be just fine. After this section, you'll finally get your first view of Corona Arch. If you're not the biggest fan of heights, this is the spot that you should turn around. However, if you're up for an adventure, it's about to get fun. The trail continues crossing slick rock and bends over to the left where you'll walk on a wide stone bench and it kind of reaches a really cool section of the hike that it's famous for, and that is the cable section.
I don't even need the steps.
Don't even need the chain, but we use it.
Hold on.
I don't need the chain either.
Yeah, but it's a good idea to use it.
Yeah, for your safety.
That's why it's there.
As you can see, to climb up, you simply grab the cable and use the steps that are chopped into the sandstone. Honestly, this is a lot harder than it looks. It's pretty easy. After that, climb a 5-step ladder that will lead you to a small twisted juniper tree that will take you to the higher bench. If you have bad vertigo, we don't recommend going on this section of the hike and you should have turned back before. Follow the broad slick rock bench and eventually you'll head to a cul-de-sac around that will take you to the arches. Everything will bend east and it'll take you that direction. As you walk towards the direction of Corona Arch, if you look to your left, you will see the famous Bowtie Arch. Similar to the other Pinto Arch, this is a pothole arch which was formed when the pothole above eventually filled with water and eroded down into the cave below. You'll continue hiking along the sloping sandstone slab and you will eventually reach Corona Arch. Corona Arch is a spectacular span composed of Navajo sandstone. The arch opening measures 140 feet across and is about 105 feet high. During the busy season, this area will be filled with people. If you're patient, you'll be able to get a picture with minimal amount of people involved. Corona Arch is a great hike and it's truly one of our favorites. It's one of those trails where you get the beauty along the way and a nice payoff at the end. Really, what's not to like? This place is magnificent.